Good morning, students of class 9th. In the previous video we have discussed about subsistence crisis, and today now we are going to discuss that what were the ideologies and what were the conditions that lead to the French Revolution in the French society, right. So today we are going to study about the rise of the middlemen and or the middle class. I would rather say, it is written wrong, not middlemen, middle class, and their ideas of enlightenment, that how the middle class got enlightened and how the middle class gave a rise to the revolution called as the French Revolution. Okay, so let us consider that what was the situation then. See, some members of the third estate become rich. As we have discussed earlier, that earlier there were only three states in the French society. First was clergy, the other was nobility, and the third estate was consisting of the remaining citizens. So it is said that some members of the third estate become rich by trading in silk and cotton textiles, while other educated people worked as professional lawyers and administrators. These people were inspired by the ideas of liberty, equality and fraternity. Okay, so these were the ideas of equality, fraternity and liberty. First of all, let us understand that what is the meaning of liberty, equality and fraternity. Okay, so first of all, what is liberty? Liberty means that any person can say whatever he is feeling like, right. So liberty means it is the freedom of expression. Freedom of expression, that everyone in the country can write, can say whatever he is feeling like, he can express those feelings. Okay, he has a freedom of thought, that he can think whatever he want to. That is also in the freedom of thought, that is liberty, right. Next is your equality. As we have already read in the first video of this topic, that if there is a society, then that society must have equal rights, right. Like in the French society earlier, there was a king, and that king had all the powers because there was monarchy in the society. And as there was monarchy, the king enjoyed all the freedom. He had the right to make laws, he had the right to spend the money as he wished to, right. But in equality, the equality says that everyone should be equal before the law, right, that everyone should be equal. And when everyone is equal before the law, it means that they have a right to equality. Okay, so everyone should be equal, everyone should have the right to liberty, means everyone should have the right to freedom of expression, freedom of thought, everyone should be equal. And as we have already studied that there were three states, and the third estate. The third estate was the most burdened state because they were the people who were paying the taxes, and so there was a demand for equality in the French society. And the last one is fraternity. Fraternity says that there should be a feeling of belongingness in the society, right, a feeling of belongingness. There should be also a feeling of belongingness in the society, there should be equality and there should be liberty. Those were the basic ideas and the ideology of the French Revolution. And these ideas of liberty, equality and fraternity are the same ideas which are taken in the Indian Constitution also by the people of India, right. because in our constitution we have also some fundamental rights, and those fundamental rights are taken from the French Revolution only, right? So these people were inspired by the ideas of liberty, equality and fraternity. Now let us understand that if the middle class people were getting those ideas of liberty, fraternity and equality, from where were they getting those ideas? Okay, so they were getting those ideas from some philosophers, some ideologists people, that they were having their own ideology and those people were following them. The people of France were following them. So let us study about three of those people, that who were those people and what were their ideologies. Okay, so the first one is Montesquieu, or I would rather say Montesquieu. Whether Montesquieu, in the most important work, The Spirit of Laws, he stressed the importance of separation of power between the legislature, judiciary and executives, right? So he was the person who first of all gave the idea of checks and balances in the country. Okay, he gave the idea of checks and balances. He was the person who gave the idea of checks and balances in the country, right? And he is very famous for his book, The Spirit of Laws, right? The Spirit of Laws. This is a book written by Montesquieu, and he said that in those ideas only he gave the idea of checks and balances, in which he said that there should be checks and balances in the country, and the powers of legislature, executive and the judiciary should be different. The powers of of legislature, judiciary and executives should be different, and they should maintain a system of checks and balances, right? Now there was Jean-Jacques Rousseau. What were the ideas of Jean-Jacques Rousseau? Let us study. He was a philosopher and a writer, and his political philosophy influenced the French Revolution as well as the overall development of the modern political, sociological and educational thoughts, right? Now there was Jean-Jacques Rousseau. What he said? He said that there should be the government should be based on a contract between people and their representatives. Means he was the person who advocated for democracy, right? He advocated for democracy, that the people should be represented by their the government should be run by the representatives of the people, right? And he was also and his ideology was main in influencing the French Revolution, right? Then there was Jean-Jacques Rousseau, and next was John Locke. John Locke was against the theory of divine and absolute right to the king. He was against the theory of absolute right to the king. Okay, John Locke was against the theory that all the power should be in the hand of the king only, and it was the reason why he was also advocating for democracy. He was also advocating for democracy, that in a democracy, as the government is chosen by the people, their representatives, so the power is vested in the hands of the people, the citizens of the country, not in any one person, not in the hands of the king, right? So John Locke also said this. There was Montesquieu who said that there should be a system of checks and balances, and there should be separate powers of legislature, judiciary and executives, right? He also wrote the book The Spirit of Laws, and he was the person who developed the system of checks and balances. Now there was Jean-Jacques Rousseau. He was the person who was the main influencer in the French Revolution, and he also favored that there should be a government run by the representatives of the people, not by a king who was elected just because he was the son of somebody. And next was John Locke, who was against the theory of absolute right to the king, as he also believed in democracy, right? So I hope students, you must have understood that what were the ideologies, who were the people who affected the French Revolution's ideology. So in the next video, we will study about the outbreak of the revolution. Okay students, till then, take care. Thank you.